Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 2 of Leaders and Legacies. You guys can clap. We can be excited.
You can't clap on mute though. You've got to come off mute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, how's everyone doing?
Aces.
Good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. We got some, as we said, we got some new faces. We or introduce everybody as we go. Seth and I can tell you we're going to be a little tired today. We did a little bit of a hike yesterday in the Shenandoah National Park. That wasn't what made us tired. It was loud scouts in the campground, but that's okay. But as I said, welcome to season 2, Leaders and Legacies. We're excited to have everyone here. As you notice, there's a change in who is leading this one this time. I'm Christopher Cooper. I am going to be your dungeon master for this season. Dave Rockwell, our dungeon master for season 1 and the season 3 episodes that will be starting after this, is online. I'm going to let him introduce himself again and his character. So, Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave Rockwell. I'm the assistant council commissioner for roundtables, and also a scoutmaster. And I believe, I will help out with just about anything you ask me to help with. I guess I'll be playing a character named Kolas Kindlewood. He is the son of a celebrity, and he knows it. He knows it well, and then he takes notes in his fancy notebook that his dad bought him. And he's a wizard. I think that covers me for a little bit. Although, he is disappointed when people don't do the right thing.
There's something you're missing about what you're leading this summer.
Oh, yes, I have a new position that I will be taking on. That actually, I guess I've already taken it on. We're preparing to run and the National Youth Leadership Training course 24-3 out at Camp Schneider. I'm going to be the course director, and I'm really looking forward to putting together a really strong team of youth. In fact, I've already started putting my team together. Hi, Sophia. You're my the YCL or youth course lead. That is just a wonderful position for you to be in, because I think you're going to do amazing things. And some people on this call may be ending up joining me, and of course I've got to balance it with the other people that will be joining me. I guess did I mention that I am playing Kolas?
Thanks a lot. Next up is my friend Seth.
Good evening. I am Seth. Season 1, I played Corin. This season, I will be playing Nirok, a fairy druid. For scouting, I actually don't hold an official district position. I am a overly involved parent in 3 different troops and an additional pack, and a Girl Scout troop to boot. So I'm kind of all over the place in many different directions. So I think those of you who are familiar with Corin from season 1 might find Nirok a little familiar, but also I hope a little different. So we shall see.
So go ahead and rub it in and say what those Cub Scouts said about Warren.
Yes, that Corin is the favorite season 1 character. I'm just still so pleased about that.
They haven't finished the season, though. It could change.
Awesome. All right, George, you're up.
Hi, everyone. I'm George Costigan, and unlike some of these other people, I'm rolling off jobs. I finished my tour on the National Committee. I am finishing my tour as Assistant Council Commissioner. Dave and several of the people on this call are my replacements. And at this point tonight, I'm playing Buster Whitetail Johnson, a Harrigan bard who's been charged with keeping the peace here in the kingdom. We'll look forward to see how everything goes tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Next, we have Sanjay.
Hi, I'm Sanjay Patel. I am a unit commissioner in Prince William District, as well as District Eagle Rep. And this summer, I'll actually be Scoutmaster for the Scouts BSA portion at Camp Snyder for 2 weeks this time.
Wow. Which weeks,
And,
Sanjay?
It's the last 2 weeks of July.
Excellent.
And last season I was Chirok. This season I am Adnandu, a firebolt fighter.
Awesome. You got to tell us something cool about him, though.
Does he not like the leaders of his village?
No, he's fine with the leaders of his village. Adnandu, although, has a very strange best friend in a brain that he keeps in a vat.
He does have a brain in a vat. It's not a vat, it's a jar, but yes, he does have a brain.
Pocket-sized vat.
It's not a huge brain. Next up is Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I am a Cub Master out of Mechanicsville, Maryland, Western Shore District. I might be working with somebody on this call later this summer.
You're definitely in.
My role is constantly changing. But fun fact, we went to Spooktacular this weekend, so I hope other people made it there because it was a lot of fun. And we took a 3rd place prize, trying to get this thing to show up with the blurry
Nice.
background. We got a 3rd place on our site, decorating.
For everybody here,
Gotta
can
have
you let
fun.
them know what Spooktacular is?
So Spooktacular is a first time run, so I hope other people made it there because it
Spooktacular is?
is a first time run. For the council. The council ran it as an event, and it was a whole weekend. They did a campfire. They ran a nighttime movie. There were hay rides. Archery was available, wall climbing, just all kinds of fun activities for the scouts to go and do throughout the weekend.
Awesome. Awesome.
So my character, last season I played Fezzik. This season I'm switching. I'm playing a female. Her name is Gwen. She's a human ranger, and she is not from this world.
That's correct. We're going to be introduced to Gwen in about 30-ish minutes, I hope. So little surprises of where and who Gwen is. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 2 new players, right? So let's go ahead and introduce them. Let's start with Rob.
Hi, my name is Rob, and I was not on last season. Thank you for inviting me to season 2. I have been a preschool teacher. I've taught health to at-risk middle school kids. I was a pediatric medical assistant. I was the curriculum coordinator and chair of a cooperative elementary school, and I've volunteered a lot of time with kids, just reading to them or what have you. They're great. When I moved to this area, we thought a good way to have our children meet other kids was to have my son join Cub Scouts. He was a bear at the time, and then as soon as it was allowed, his younger sister joined the pack. And they have both made very deep friendships that last to this day. I was the committee chair of my kids' Cub Scout pack, and now, much like Seth, I help where I can with the pack, with the 2 BSA troops that my children belong to, and my daughter's Girl Scout troop. So if anybody wants any nuts or chocolates or magazines or cookies, let me know. I did not play D&D in my youth. It was invented just before I became a teen, so it hadn't really reached my community by those formative years, but I was recently introduced to it by a kind and cunning dungeon master, our own Nirok, Mr. Seth, where we played with other scout leaders, including Kolas here, Dave, and our Feywild DM, Chris. And I really learned to love it, though I didn't get much better at it. All 3 of them can attest to my continued befuddlement of D&D rules and procedures. Small, for instance, no matter how many times it's explained, I remain confused as to what a bonus action is. So in advance, I ask everyone's forgiveness for the mistakes I'm going to be making along the way.
I think you're selling yourself short because one of the things that you bring to any game that you're part of is the entertainment factor, the storytelling. I think that's why we really enjoy you.
We'll trade that for my lack of mechanics. In added forewarning, my technical and computer prowess equals that of my D&D acumen, so I'm a double threat. My character is Strixumbra, a 6.5-foot owlin, which is a flighted bird-like humanoid with human arms and owl wings coming out of his back. His name is pronounced like the word Yul, as in Yulog, but with an umlaut. His race descends from giant snowy owls and something else, elementals perhaps. And his particular parliament are all born sorcerers. regarding his name, he likes to say upon meeting people, if you have trouble saying my name, simply call me Strix or Yule. I find that it can be easier for those with soft and fleshy mouths. And my character doesn't know who any of these people are, but already I like them.
We'll see Yule in a couple minutes too. And last but not least, joining our cast of regulars is Brian.
Hello, I'm Brian Zabella. I'm a unit commissioner in Goose Creek District. I have been a scout leader for 17 years and many, many positions. I'm always up for training and going back to training and going back again for training. My character is Thoric, who is a dwarf, and he's a cleric of Moradin.
Anything else?
I don't know.
How do you know us all?
Well, there was this pub, and I happened to back into somebody. I thought we were going to have a fight, but we ended up drinking instead.
No, talking about us, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh.
You met us some as a group. Well, not I guess some of you
Brian
just
and
met
I
here.
were getting ready to fight in a bar.
Yeah, I want to hear that story later.
I know Chris and Dave from training and multiple events and being around the council. Everybody else, well, I know George from venturing. So everybody else I've met lately, and I'm glad to be part of the group. I haven't played D&D for quite some time, but I'm sure it'll all come back with new rules.
Awesome. All right. Any questions? Dave, are we streaming? Are we actually
We are not. I'm getting a error message from the streaming. Are you streaming on your side?
I am. So you actually have to log in. So remember when I was talking?
I did log in, to Zoom.
Remember when to Facebook when I was talking, and then Rachel was talking about the Spooktacular, and then a bunch of people. Did you hear the feedback from Spooktacular? Yeah, that's what happened. Is I logged into Facebook at that moment. So,
gotcha. Let's see if I can.
Rachel heard like 2
go
seconds
again.
behind.
It's going over to Zoom. Password. So for those of you who can, speak keypad, you now know my password.
All right. We'll start.
Okay, there we go. Oh no, just give me a second. It's spinning.
We'll catch up with that. Don't worry. We can upload that later if we need to. But you can keep playing. Let me set the stage for you. You guys have been summoned to the palace in Cimarron. The queen herself, Queen Prudence, has asked to see you all. You're not sure why. You don't know what is going on, but she wants to speak to you guys. You're sitting in the antechamber just waiting. Why don't you guys explain to everybody how you know each other?
Well, I'll start first. I know them because I lead them. I am Colas, and I look behind me and I see my fellow party, my compatriots. Nirok and I met. He met me when he came up for my autograph, or at least so I assumed. And I
was really actually trying to talk to the girl next to him, but hey,
well,
I got an autograph and a drink out of it, so I'm good.
Yes, we both know that she was with her boyfriend, so me. And
that's why I figured it was safe to talk to her.
Oh, well. Nirok, why don't you explain the incident at Cameron Bay?
Oh dear God, are you talking about those spore clouds again?
The spore clouds, yes, indeed. The entire bay blew all the spores back in. We had to go in with our crack team of others, which we'll let them explain their part in all of this. But between Nirok and I was using some of the gustier spells as a wizard, and some of my powers as an Eladrian elf to make sure that the people of the town weren't affected by the spores. And then
did you ever pay them back for burning down their barn, by the way?
I christened it with flame. So it was a blessing from my father, and we did build them a new building and a library.
I'm still not going back there.
I don't think we're invited to come back.
Yeah, there's a good reason for that, my friend.
Well, but who else was with us, Nirok? You remember who was with us?
We had Buster with us. And Nandu was with us for a little while too.
It feels like Nandu is with us everywhere we go.
Yeah. Well,
and Buster,
I mean, it didn't help the fact that we had to like fish Buster out of the burning barn. But I mean,
if I didn't go in, Carlos would still be sitting there wondering why the flames weren't the right color and the spell he cast off. That being said, I think due to statute limitations, there's only so much I can say without the advice of legal counsel.
Yeah, but it's still incredibly entertaining to think of a Haragon running through the center of town with his tail on fire. Literally.
Yeah. And I pay you enough to afford a lawyer?
And it was such a sight that drew me to this place. A cottontail of fire. And when I came to help, well, never did I think that I would meet the wise and mighty Kolos, of whom so many wise and mighty My Kolos. People are sent to fly walk the outer worlds to learn its ways for years, and I thought this would be a nice way to meet people and help out.
It's getting a little deep in here. I'm going to stand on my tiptoes to avoid most of the mess on the floor.
I don't understand you. I make pellet.
You remind me who you are.
I am an Owlin who was helping by.
Okay, yeah. Apparently I do know your name.
So everybody give me a perception roll.
Oh no. I got a 4.
I got a 12.
20.
George and Sanjay?
6. Too much going on here for me to pay attention.
5.
Oh my God, I won with a 12.
So, you did see everybody as you were flying by, as they were engaged in trying to destroy the spores.
I know what I saw.
No one ever saw you. They were too busy with themselves. They never saw you actually there trying to help them out.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you all. I've seen
you're
you in
just
action.
realizing this right now.
I thought I was helping. I saw you all in action. I was very impressed.
Well, I mean, actually, the impressive part was that Nandu knocking over the water tower to put out the fire on the barn, but admittedly that the pumpkin pasture did not survive too well, and the horses really did not like that much of an active bath.
But it smelled delicious.
Yes, if flooding the entire town with manure counts as smelling delicious, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
That and the toasted pumpkins.
Now, everyone, let's settle down. I believe I have an audience with the Queen, and she invited me to allow you to come with me. So
actually,
shall we?
At that exact moment, you hear 3 sounds. Bing, bing, bing.
Those are the bells of the Queen, aren't they?
Very observant. That's exactly what they are.
We
A
should
tall
go.
dryad female warrior walks in, clad in beautiful plate mail armor, walks in and says, "The Queen will now see you."
By the
Thank
way,
you.
I'm sitting on your shoulder, Nandu.
He's a pixie.
What do you
That's
all
your
do?
usual perch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my usual perch.
So what do you all do?
We hop
go in.
to it. We hop to it.
I'll lead the way in, marching, and then my shoulders get a little bit wider as I walk through the door. Everybody else behind me, they stand a little bit taller, and we go in, and we give a bow appropriate or curtsy appropriate to our queen and leader.
Sinesta looks at you all and say, Queen Prudence, they have arrived. You all bow or curtsy as it may be. She looks over at you, and you guys see a very stunning, very young-looking queen sitting on the throne. Bright red hair. You guys realize that she too is a dryad. She's wearing just this nice yellow silk gown. It just flows through her. To her right is a Kenku. Some of you may know him only as his name is Ghibli Bits, and he is the spy master. You guys know that he is the spy master for the realm. On the other side, on our right side, is a tall elf from the desert region of Philmont. And you know this man as Menshu, who's a great warrior and is sworn to protect Queen Prudence. Queen looks at you guys and says, these are our champions.
Your Majesty.
How you doing?
Welcome, brave souls, to the heart of my kingdom. I have summoned you here because of a grave secret has been hidden far too long, and the fate of our world hangs in balance.
He pauses a minute and looks at each of you.
And
Waiting for a response.
Well, Your Majesty, how can we help the realm? My trusty, companions and I will, do whatever it takes to help you and the kingdom out. Isn't that right, Narak?
Yes, absolutely, my blazing, glorious queen. We would endeavor to assist you in any way possible, as I kind of flutter off of Adnandu's shoulder and kneel before her. How can we assist your grace and your glory to the betterment of the realm?
The chosen one. The key to our salvation is not who she appears to be. She was concealed by magic and sent to another world to protect her from the clutches of the evil. Wow, I can't say that word. Of the evil on the edges of the territory.
Your Majesty, you were pronouncing. Now I can't talk. You were pronouncing evil correctly. It is even a deeper, darker evil.
Plus, once a majesty starts pronouncing something some way, all the rest of us just
That's what I'm afraid of. And I'm
boy, I
off
thought
the
it was
voice
deep
modulation.
outside.
We are here to fight evil!
I'm terrified that I'm going to say something. And you're like, well, the queen said, so it's coming off a modulation right now. So
You guys,
screw this up.
You
I am
guys,
adding
Alright.
it in now as Evil, the great villain.
What happened to your voice, Your Majesty? You sound
Yeah,
evil.
so the queen's voice has gone to a Asian American male voice now. Many years ago, some of your family members and others that travel within their circles had hid the chosen one. They aimed to shield her from the evil's grasp. Those who sought to use her powers to gain control over our entire world. Those great ones used magic to conceal her identity when they sent her away. Many of that group, your parents, their friends, have scattered or perished over the years. But some may still be alive today, hidden in this world, awaiting for the right moment to reveal themselves and aid you and the chosen one.
Boy, oh boy, did you pick a winning group of people?
Precisely.
Your Majesty, how can we help? Where can we go? What can we do?
The chosen one's true identity must be revealed. We must find out who it is, and her connection to the magic of our world be restored. Only then can she protect us from all the evil that threatens us.
Her? Well, that eliminates half the people around here. That's a good start. Yeah.
She is not here. We believe she's been sent to another world. I believe one of you may know where that is. One of you may hold that answer. She truly possesses a unique ability to control and manipulate plant life, a power that is linked to the magic of our forest. However, since she's been hidden from me for her own safety, we don't know who she is or where she's at or when she returns. So I ask you, please go forth and find her and bring her back and solve how can we stop this evil.
Majesty.
Yes, Koloff?
Your Majesty, it might help us to know which one of us knows the location of this person.
I'm not sure, but I've been told that one of your parents have told you.
All right. Well, we'll have to discuss this during the group after action meeting.
This challenge will be a challenge that all our world wait for. If you fail, we may not survive the next decade. You need to be successful. You need to seek out others. You need to seek out the chosen one. You need to end this threat on our borders.
Could you elaborate a little bit more about Evenal and the threat? Just to be like on the safe side, because I mean, I am all for, whatever I can do to assist your gloriousness. But I just kind of would like to know who's about to try and take my head. That's all.
Great Nirok, I have faith in your abilities. The choices you make will shape the destiny of our realms.
Oh, we're screwed.
Go now, and may the magic of the forest guide you in your quest to reveal the chosen one's true self and save our world from this impending doom.
Could I convince you into a picnic before we leave?
And with that, she gets up and walks out of the throne room.
Did she say the magic of the forest or the magic of the force?
She is not a Jedi. That part's trademarked.
Evil is evil. You just bosh it.
So the female dryad warrior looks at you. May I be of any assistance?
You want to come?
Spy master or the warlord?
Well, sure. Yeah, tell us everything you know. And he looks over at the spy master. What was his name? I want to call him Jingle Bells, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct.
Jiggly
No, just as bad.
Jiggly
Jiggly spy master, secreter, of secrets. Please tell us what you know of this situation and how we may help.
Was the queen not specific enough?
Well, if I go through my notes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find one or maybe three chosen ones, but what were they chosen for?
To save our world.
That's usually what chosen ones do.
Do you not realize that there's a great evil on the borders of our great land? Have you not seen it in the trees and the rot and the growth in the woods?
Well, I've been living locally. I've heard.
Yes, I have seen it, and I witness it throughout the wood.
But
a more definition or defined description of what is causing this rot would be appreciated. I can understand.
We do not know. It's a great evil. It's what the queen has thought and what the queen believes. She believes great magic's being used to destroy the tree, to destroy the world tree.
And this chosen one is meant to help stop this.
We believe so. That's what the prophecy says.
Oh, well, if you have a prophecy, well then.
Who's the overgrown feather duster again?
Hi!
Hi!
We get to know each other a little bit better once we're outside. Who has questions for the spy master? Totally, we won't tell who you are. And
actually, I walk up to the dryad and using Druidcraft create a rose. Since the queen wasn't willing, would you be interested in a picnic?
Her name is
Oh
Sinesha.
boy.
Her name is Sinesha, and you know her to be a fearsome warrior. She blushes and say, "Now is not the time."
That's right, Narok. We're on duty.
That wasn't a no, Narok. That wasn't a no.
That was not a no, and I will look forward to the day it becomes a definite yes. I'm good. We can go.
Okay, let's hop to it.
Yes, we do have an after action meeting to attend to. Narok, I think it's your turn to scribe. And we, walk out, very, proudly.
So you guys are given a room for the night in the castle, but this castle isn't huge. What most people think, right, is a very plain castle, very utilitarian, and you have a boardroom where you can meet, where they will bring your meals to you.
Excellent.
The spy master, the warlord, and the bodyguard says, "If you need our assistance, just call for us."
All right, red wine, everyone, or maybe punch, fruity punch.
I'll take punch and pie, please. Wait a minute. The great warrior from the far realms. Menshu. What have you witnessed in the far realms of your patrols? Other than the rot, which I myself can feel growing throughout the nature around me, what are you seeing?
I have seen the woods dying on the edges of the territory, of rot, just leaves falling, the trees going bare, the water going stagnant. I've seen death. All four realms have seen this on the edges of their borders.
Is it greater near any one realm?
Not yet.
He speaks truth. I have seen this from the air. I have traveled from one side to the other in my travels, and it comes in concentrically. It isn't pretty. I hadn't noticed it. I noticed it, but I thought it was just the way it was supposed to be. Didn't realize until now it was an illness.
No, this is not how it is supposed to be.
And Menshu says that it is starting to radiate towards the world tree, which, as you know, the world tree is a sacred object in your world. It is the giver of life, as you know it.
So what do where do we start? Where should we go to look first? Menshu?
This is not my mission.
She said somebody in our group knows the origin or the location of the chosen one.
Let us think of all of the tales that our parents have told us.
Nice, George.
Does anything
Menshu
ring any
says,
bells?
"This is not. I do not need to be here. None
No,
of us need
no.
to be here. So to protect your mission, we are going to leave unless you need us." And
Oh,
they step out of
You've
the
given
room.
me the information I needed. Thank
Do you have someone who can cast a cone of silence around the room we're in?
As you know, magic is weird in this realm, and such a powerful spell could cause negative consequences.
Well, sure. Yeah, that is always a risk.
It could megaphone our voice outside the castle.
Possibly, but we'll have no way of knowing either way. So I guess we'll proceed to converse with each other in a way that could be heard or could not be heard, depending on whether anyone is listening or not. Thank you for your aid.
And they leave the room.
And with that, I gesture everyone towards chairs, and the floor is open. We are a conglomerate of equals. I only lead because I talk a lot, but the real decisions are made here in our group. And you probably don't know that, but welcome. You get an equal voice. Please, thoughts. Do people need to do any investigation of their books or journals or anything else that they're carrying? Not everyone at once. Remember,
The only thing that my father has taught me of the chosen one was that she was secreted away, or he was secreted away. It was secreted away. I don't know what it is, but a long time ago. Now, I can confirm at least part of what Queen Prudence said, but he never told me where, just that we should be alert for and care for when it reappears.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you, Nirok. How about you, Buster? Do you have any information that could be for the good of the group?
Suddenly notice that Buster's voice becomes much more serious and less frivolous as Buster pulls a scroll out of his backpack and says, "Yeah, I know where she is. What do you want to know?"
Well, we were kind of hoping to learn where she is. You could have been more forthcoming. The Queen would have more confidence in us if she knew we were capable of sharing information we had. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little excitable. But where and how far are we traveling? What kind of preparations do we need to make, Buster?
Considering that no one else could get a word in edgewise until you actually caught an inhale or exhale here, we had to just wait to speak.
Wow,
now I'm talking.
You know the group has a rule that you can raise your hand if you wish to speak.
I'm raising both hands and 2 ears.
All right, you have the floor. The ears are up all the time, so I don't really think that was an activity.
As he inhales, I actually start talking. In this case, my family gave me this scroll for safekeeping. It's a one-way ticket to pick up the chosen one and bring her back to this location. It is a one-person trip.
Interesting. Just one person? Why was an entire party selected for this mission if only one can go?
I wasn't given information when I was told the story.
Well, yeah, that kind of is consistent for our group. We're not really deep questioners, unless you're talking about Nirok. Very deep questions. Thank you, Nirok, for keeping us, on task. Anything else that you were told, Buster?
Well, I didn't pick it, but I am going to pluck it. So in this case, I'm going to do what I'm told to do. So I start to unroll the scroll.
Yeah, wait. We haven't heard from Adnandu and Yule. Everyone in the group speaks before we act. Do you know anything?
Tarek also.
All I know about the chosen one is I know that I was told that we need to help and I need to protect her when she is found.
Excellent. Yule, how about you? Had you heard anything?
No! My people have collected many tales from the world outside the parliament, and that is not one of them.
Yep. So, well, thank you, Yule, for that pertinent information.
Anytime.
So, as your leader, I will now ask Nirok to put out the votes for do you have something to say before we vote?
You skipped over the dwarf.
There's a dwarf here?
Is that another height joke?
Oh, yeah, no, I just, Thoric, I just assumed you were one of us.
Well, he is an elf after all.
An elf?
Oh.
He's not an elf. I'm an Eladrin elf, but he's definitely a dwarf now that I've really looked at him closely.
I was talking about you.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you.
Very quickly becoming a who's on first game.
Um,
Thark, do you remember anything from your upbringing about this?
No, I didn't know.
All right, never mind. Skip the dwarf. We're good.
All right,
Moving on.
Voting. Let's vote on the slips. Apparently, Buster is volunteering to take the one-way trip. Buster, is that your intent?
Not a question of volunteering. I'm the only person who can read the scroll and use it.
Well, you should have mentioned that way back. Well, of course, since Nirok, please pass out the yes slips so we can all just vote yes that Buster will go.
Nirok's just sitting on Adnandu's shoulder going, okay, Buster, you're a yes. Adnandu, you're a yes. Thoric, you're a yes. I'm a yes.
I abstain.
Feather Duster, you're a yes.
I'm a yes!
I believe we've all voted yes now,
All right.
except for you who has abstained.
Yes. Well, I as leader, you should not sway the vote in any way, shape, or form. So, Buster, you have the floor. And
So
Todd-
I just before we kick his furry little tail into the next realm,
no, he's taking himself away.
I just want to confirm, do we know anything about this realm we're about to send him to?
But does it actually matter? He has to go no matter what. It's not
Well,
like
yes, it does. Because different realms have different rules. Different rules create different situations that we're all going to have to follow. All right. If he goes into another realm and let's say, for example, Haragons don't exist. You're the sorcerer, you're the wizard. What happens to a Haragon when he walks through that gate? Does he turn into a normal bunny? Does he turn into an ogre? Does he just walk in as a Haragon and nobody knows what a Haragon is? And they start thinking they're, had a little too much fun last night.
What's a bunny?
very good, Nandu. Now,
Pat a Nandu on the head. I'll cover that with you later.
Little fuzzy rare bit. Can you read from this scroll and translate, and perhaps it'll tell us a little something?
Can we actually do a history check, a group one, to see if anybody knows more about what happens when people goes into these other realms?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. Someone roll for me.
17.
2.
I got a 6.
Half of you didn't realize there were other realms. And those that did have never heard about people who traveled between realms.
17.
My only concern is we are sending somebody to a place that we are not familiar with. I don't know if rules change or if there are issues between planes. I don't know enough about this stuff. I'm not a planes traveler.
Yes, right? Well, fate has chosen our good friend Buster to risk his life without doing a lot of research before going straight into this other realm. We need timely action.
I didn't think his mom would send him if he was gonna die.
Okay. I would then like to place my order for food. I would like a bucket of popcorn and a nice bottle of lemonade. Buster, do your thing.
I'm going to go do my beauty regimen. Oh, I'll be in the other room. And I march out very swiftly.
I'm already forming a very high opinion of half of our group.
Safe travels, friend Rarebit.
All right, I do have one question, because you did say it was a one-way scroll. Can you come back?
Yes.
So it's a two-way, one-way scroll.
Two-way,
I heard
one
from
person.
the other room.
Yes,
Two-way.
Thundertoes. It's a two-way, one-way.
So it's a two
person, two-way travel.
Okay, so wait, but I want to clarify something, because our wondrous, great and powerful leader.
You can say it. You could just say it. I'm awesome.
All hail Kolos.
Remember, I'm really not in
everyone
charge.
Gives me, everyone gives me a perception test, except for George.
21.
14.
3.
I'm going to let Chris give his reveal first before I
4.
continue.
I think a Danu's brain needs to roll a check as well.
It's an empath. It's an empath. Dave, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
So everybody above a 15 realizes that Buster has no idea what this scroll's going to do. What he told you was he learned from his family that this scroll will allow him to go get the chosen one who lives in a different plane and bring them back. That is all Buster knows.
Okay. So then it's not just 1 and 1. Okay, that was my concern, is the fact that we're sending a person through a scroll that is a one-person scroll to go retrieve someone, which would mean 2 people have to come back through the one-person entry.
So it's a one-person, one-way, two-person, the one-way scroll. I'm really good at listening from the other room.
It says it right there. Can't you read it?
I'm a druid. I don't read arcane things. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my bucket of popcorn and like, Buster, the floor is yours. It's your show.
We trust you, Buster.
Thanks, Thundertoes.
Hey, no need to start calling names. That's just rude.
In any event, the information I have suggests I need to be outside as compared to inside a room when I start to read the scroll. So I'm going to leave the room and step outside the castle wall.
Hey, Nando, I think we should go with them.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole lot more entertaining if we can watch this.
I want to see
I
this.
agree.
As a bard, I'm nothing but an entertainer. Go right ahead. Follow me.
Yeah. I'll start preparing our bunks. Because somebody has to stay behind to support the group, and what better for a leader to do than to stay behind to support?
We're 30 minutes into this podcast. I just want to put on the record, and we've already split the party.
You're welcome, sir. Anytime.
I just want to point out that it was the party leader who split and walked off by himself. It was not me this time.
You guys were in a confined chamber. I was just in the next room. We're still together.
All right.
He can put that as an after action report when I come back.
Oh,
So
come
you
on,
guys know it's
Kolos.
gonna
Don't you
be-
want to see this?
It's going to be about a 3-hour hike to where you need to get to, George. And you just sense it. You just know where you need to go.
And I'm happily hopping along, singing my song, hopping along. Lovely voices sing, lovely songs, hopping
Somebody
along,
give me
hopping
a
along.
D20 roll. That is
Okay.
with the party. Give me a D20 roll.
D20 coming up. How about a 16?
Okay. Your first 2 hours are uneventful. You got about another 30 minutes to get to where you're going, which is just it's almost in between the palace and a little town called Cimarron.
Dying a bard here, hopping along. Well, I got to heal
You
the city, got to
guys-
mend it. Here we go, hopping along.
I love your infectious melody.
Kicking with all my toes as I'm singing here, hopping along.
It just really gets in the head. It won't leave. I love it. Hopping along.
Hopping on
Let
heaven.
me entertain you.
Hopping along.
And somebody roll me a D10.
Someone else's time.
I've got a 1.
That'll work. You see a little bag on the ground.
Oh, a bag? What kind of bag?
Cloth bag. About the size of a small backpack.
I'm gonna go get that bag.
You have a cloth bag, and everybody's now looking at you with holding a bag.
Let's look
a
at it.
brown bag. There's some rope tied around it so it doesn't open up.
Let's look in it.
Okay, you
Look at it.
untie the rope. You look in it.
Mhm.
You see half a bottle of red wine. You see a vial of jade dust and 50 foot of soot blackened rope.
Wow, isn't that interesting?
Does anyone recognize the label on that wine?
There's no label. It's just a bottle of half-drunken wine.
I'm more intrigued by the soot blackened rope. The soot blackened is in from being burned or having been exposed to ash. What can we tell?
You think it's ash. You think it's ash.
So the rope, in theory, that's going to be strong enough to support anybody who has to use it. Cool.
Yeah, the dwarf believes that it's from a miner.
Makes sense.
something that was used in the mines, something that he's familiar with. Not familiar with the vial of jet dust, but familiar with the rope, type of rope.
But can we take a look at that bottle of liquid courage there? Can we get any sense of what kind of wine it is without opening up?
Red wine.
That's all. Well, I'm not going to drink because I got work to do. Someone else can have it.
Well, I prefer a 64 Merlot, so I'm going to pass on this one. But
la dee da.
My
well, you
mouth
know,
was not
Buster,
designed to drink
somebody in
like
this
that.
party has to have standards. Sally forth, my friend. Sally forth.
But
Just because
we got wine doesn't mean you got to drink it.
You're a dwarf. Is it still in the bottle?
I like ale.
All right. Hop.
Okay, you are there. You guys take everything, I'm sure, right? Somebody write down what you guys took.
Yeah, I already wrote it down.
Okay, great.
By the way, I'll be adding all notes and stuff to the spreadsheet after the session. That way I can just free type everything as I go.
Copy. All right. So based upon the fact I sense that I am where I am, I pull the scroll back out, and I start to slowly work down line by line, much like the way as a bard I've learned how to practice songs and memorize what I need to do, and I start to slowly, almost this has been embedded in my whole life, start to actually say the words on the scroll out loud to the point I come to the end of the sheet and say the final word. And
or you say the final word. Give me 3 rolls. 3d20, one at a time.
One at a time.
And what is your arcana?
+2.
Okay.
All right, D20 number 1. 16. That's before Arcana. So
Yep,
with Arcana,
you do a great, beautiful drawing or etch in the ground into the dirt of a magic symbol. So it looks like you've perfected that.
all right. Roll number 2. Not so good this time. 2 plus the Arcana 2 is before. However, as a Haragon. Oh no, sorry. That's a dex saving throw. Sorry, I'm stuck with that.
So you gather all the ingredients from the local area, but you realize you're missing a blueberry. You can't find a blueberry.
When did you happen to have a blueberry in your pack or pockets? Blueberry.
I could fly off and look for a bush.
We didn't have a druid.
Yeah, no. Goodberry, not my thing.
Blueberry,
Guiding bolt,
blueberry,
yes.
Blueberry.
BLU.
Oh, no. I caught that you were saying blueberry, but goodberry would be the only thing I could pull out. I mean, I can druid craft and see if I can get a blueberry bush to grow.
So all of you, while you're trying to think of where to find a blueberry, kind of hear in the back of your head my voice from all of our training sessions going, slow down to go faster. Think as a group.
Dave, what's your third roll?
I'm 4 hours away from I still hear his voice in my head. That's got to stop.
Did you all hear that?
Dave, what is or George, give me your third roll.
Coming up.
You hear in your head, you've got this, dude.
The dude abides. 12 with Arcana.
And you know you perfected the words, and you know that you have it. He is that blueberry.
Chris, I'd like to look in that bag again. Maybe I just missed something.
All right, look in. Give me a perception check.
Help me.
Or just give me a D20. Roll a D20 for me. 20-sided
Okay.
dice.
19.
You had a
Yeah,
21.
You don't see anything. But as you're dumping everything out of the bag, you've taken everything out, you dump it out of the bag. You're watching to see if any of blueberry pops up. You see what looks like a blueberry bush just right across the way.
Oh, look at that.
It's
Hey,
Kismet.
Mirak.
Blueberries! And I fly off. I hover over it and I pluck a few out. And I fly back. Look, blueberries!
Thank you, Yule.
Those of you who have been with the team will hear my voice. You guys did it by, slowing down to go faster. And you even can mentally picture me giving the fist pump.
I roll my eyes and flutter my ears.
Do you only
You guys
need one
have
of
the
these
blueberry?
blueberries? Does anyone want the others? I don't eat these.
So, Buster?
Yeah.
You're ready.
All right. With the blueberry in hand, the words are correct, the symbol's all set. I say the final word, and I'm gone.
Gone. So the rest of you just see him disappear. Where there was a rabbit, there is no longer a rabbit.
Does anybody have a hat?
I'm wondering
Alright.
if we should have like sent him with like some sort of sign or like identification papers or anything like that.
Well, I'm going to get comfortable.
Yeah, I would, because we're going to jump over to Rachel right now. So, Rachel, what are you doing? What's Gwen doing?
Gwen is out in the forest doing what she does, looking for herbs and wild plants to collect and just taking some time to herself.
So you're looking, you feel pretty secure.
Mm-hmm.
Your realm has been well guarded. Kind of tell us why you feel secure right now.
Well, this is my homeland, right? Like this is where I've grown up and I've romped through these woods of my whole life. And I feel like I know every tree.
Okay. So what are you looking for in particular? Any type of herbs?
No, nothing in particular. Just things that can be used around the household.
All right. Anybody out there with you?
Nope. Just me enjoying some me time.
You only think you're alone.
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
I've been wandering through the trees looking for magic powder that will help me embiggen squirrels.
Embiggen squirrels. Well,
That's right. That's
well
how they
that
get bigger,
that's
is
a
when
new
you embiggen
word
them.
right there.
I learned it from my friend Homer.
Homer. Who's
So, Gwen,
Homer?
who are you talking to? I'm not sure everyone knows.
It's me, Anton. I'm everywhere you don't want me to be.
We're
So,
supposed to be
Gwen,
having some me time.
So, Gwen, how do you know Anton?
Anton is my brother. Not really my brother, but he's my brother.
But I'm really your brother, because it's the love between siblings that really kind of makes you family. Same thing with parents and pets.
He's kind of like chosen brother, not birthed by a brother.
Yes, plus I do awesome puppet shows.
He
All
does
right.
do pretty good puppet shows.
So he's looking for a special powder. You're looking for some herbs. Do you guys go together? Do you
No,
send him away?
and this is supposed to be my time. My time.
I see. This is alone time.
Yes.
Yeah, you get special alone time because you need to be alone. I get special time because other people need alone time.
Right.
I'm going to go get some lemonade. I will leave a glass for you on the porch.
Thank you, Anton. I really appreciate that.
And Anton heads off. And as soon as he's out of sight, he's going to cut around to the right. and try to hide somewhere.
Lordy, lordy.
As he's gone, you feel that he's there. You know he's there somewhere.
Probably because you hear
Yes.
humming.
You hear humming, and then you just know that he's not going to leave you alone, right? For whatever reason, he believes he needs to watch over you.
And every once in a while, you hear the word "embiggen."
Can I try to stealth away from him?
Yeah, actually, you don't even need to roll. You do, and you hear him. Where'd she go? I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, I eventually get bored and actually go put the lemonade out.
So as you're walking around, you see a cute little bunny rabbit hopping towards you.
What color is the bunny rabbit?
What color is the bunny rabbit?
Sorry, George.
You see a rather large, but still nonetheless small bunny with brown fur, pink brown ears, and a huge white cottontail.
And it
about the size of a
has
tennis ball.
And it has a weird necklace around it with a little vial on it. I'm going to leave
Well,
you
I'll
guys
be.
to yourselves.
As you approach the bunny, you see there is a leather thong with about a 2-inch tall vial, almost the size of a test tube, with a sturdy black rubber cork in the top. And attached to the front of the vial, in common, is a sign that says, "Drink me."
So I crouch down because I don't want to scare the bunny.
Well, the bunny's kind of looking at these wonderful big eyes. And
I'm feeling a little like
sorry,
Snow White right now.
the bunny's looking at you with big, wonderful eyes. Yeah.
It's got the
As a-
Disney eye thing going right now.
Yep.
As a side note, George, I just want you to remember what Rachel's character fed us for dinner on the first session of the last game. Just throwing that out there.
Sorry.
So Gwen, as you're pondering all this, you can hear Anton's voice. Dad says never drink something just because somebody tells you to.
You gotta be quiet, bunny. Do you need help getting that off? Will you let me come up to you? And I start creeping up to him with his big little doe like Disney eyes. And I reach out to pet him. And I scritch his little head. And I was like, okay. And I go and I take the thong off of his neck. And I look at it a little closer.
You look at the bunny, and it's not a normal rabbit, right?
Well, it's bigger than normal, which is weird.
You seem to sense that there's more to this rabbit than it just being a normal rabbit.
So I inspect the bottle and I look at the bunny. Should I drink this? That looks like a yes. Lots of ear twitching going on. I'm guessing that's a yes. All right, I'm gonna trust you, bunny. Not listen to Anton. He's not right all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should listen to Anton.
but
Pop the cork
I was always told doing things on impulse is wrong.
for Anton.
And like that's ever stopped you. I'm sorry, you can let that out.
I pop the cork and I knock it back.
Waft it down. Awesome.
About 4 hours later, Anton, this is since this is the last moment in this world, goes, she didn't drink the lemonade. Oh, I'll get more lemonade. And then, drinks it.
So you realize that you don't feel right. You feel very woozy. You get very, very dizzy.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have drunk that.
You feel like you're about ready to pass out. And actually, you do pass out. we lost her. Buster, you have she has shrunken to about your size right now. And she's passed out.
And she is
the portal that you came through is in some bushes about 20 feet away.
Well, and as she's starting to, as she's starting to swoop, I stick my arms out and I do catch her before she hits the ground, and I kind of, straighten up rather than being my little cute bunny hopping image and basically, okay, let's go over the portal. And I start basically, bouncing away. Heading to the portal. It's like I felt the breath of the hound on me for fear I got to get back. I got back because otherwise it's going to collapse. And do you need me to roll to see if I make it to the portal or whatever? I get through? Okay.
So, Buster, as you're doing that, you're hearing Kolas's voice going, "Good job. You're entering phase 2. 2-person, one way."
I can't get rid of that voice, can I? Well, I say it to myself because, of course, right now I'm still funny as compared to Harrigan. We get to the portal, and as I have my arm, we come through the portal, and
Mission complete.
You come through the portal. You come back to the portal that you have driven or drawn in your real world. You are normal size. Gwen is normal size, but she is sleeping still. Everybody just sees him pop in and pop out. He has been gone for about 2 days.
The rare bit is back. Look. He's back.
Buster, you think you've been gone for about 2 minutes at the most.
So, Chris, I back at the castle, would I have noticed that more than a day had gone on?
Yeah, you probably would have come out to find out where they went.
Yes, I came out because I knew that Buster might need backup.
So you're all sitting around. You see a a brunette human. Is that correct? You have dark hair.
Yeah, almost black, real dark hair,
Um,
and dark skin.
and dark skin, and she is laying there. As a matter of fact, why don't you describe yourself for the group?
Here you go. Look, there I am on the screen. Dark skin, dark curly hair, about 16 years old. Let's see. I don't remember how tall I am. I think I'm like 5'5" ish, average, female height, human female height. Looks like athletic, right? Like been running through the woods my whole life.
So, Chris, as she's laying there, I'm going to yet again use Druidcraft to like craft a bed of like flowers so that she's not just sleeping on the hard dirt. She's actually sleeping on something soft.
thank you. And I basically put her down out of my arms onto this bed and kind of, then shake myself back up to my normal Harrigan height. Ooh.
So as he's doing that, he's Nirok's going to look over and go, "I approve. Well done."
Thanks. I don't even know her name yet.
No.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't think she knows my name either.
Oh, hey, boss. I guess we should have told you we were going to be on an extended delay.
Yeah, well, I'll have to learn some way to communicate with you from distances.
Sounds like a plan.
So
have them put that in a memo. We'll discuss it at the next executive board meeting.
You guys see something really strange. You see just random people showing up and kind of circling you guys. Somebody give me a D20 roll, please.
Not normal perception?
No, just give me a D20.
All right, coming up. Not good at all. 7.
You don't know. That's actually, it is a very good roll. So a very, very old looking crone walks up to where Gwen is laying and puts a coin down right by her. And then walks away and says to you all, "The time has come." And she leaves.
Was it inappropriate of us as a group to think of that lady as an old crone?
Who else is approaching?
That's it. Everybody else is, after the crone dropped it off, kind of everybody else is leaving.
Would those other people be her cronies?
Random cronies, that is correct. Yes. We'll go with that.
I'm going to write that in my journal.
And this is why we have the video on for those of you nice enough to follow the feed. You just watched 6 people slap themselves in the forehead with that one.
All right. When you start waking up, your head hurts a little bit, your eyes are a little blurry, having second thoughts about drinking something random from a rabbit. Anton's voice is in your background. I told you not to drink it.
Oh, I'll never get away from him.
I did tell you not to do it because Dad says that we're not supposed to drink stuff from strangers.
I look over her so she at least has a familiar or somewhat familiar face to look at when she wakes up. And
As you're waking up, you see a gigantic rabbit right in your face.
And you hear a
recognize the
voice from
rabbit.
the side going, "Yeah, Buster, that's not creepy at all."
I quickly threw my hands up and roll to the side to get to my feet.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
Hey!
You what?
Hello.
You were little. You talk what?
I can talk here.
I leaned down to Nandu. I told you this was going to be fun.
You're not helping,
Anything?
Nurok.
Yeah.
Here,
Get
where
in the
is he?
portal.
Where's
You see
here?
some
Where
things
did
you've
you
never
take
seen
me?
Yeah,
During
you see
all
some
this
things you've never seen
conversation-
before.
During all this conversation, I'd like to walk over to where the coin is and pick it up and just kind of flip it like a 1930s gangster for a while.
Here's something interesting, you can't pick it up.
Oh, heavy coin.
What? Where's
Must be
here?
a-
How did you get me here? Where did you take me? Who are all of you? What are
My
all
dear
of
lady,
you?
my dear lady, please, please.
What are you?
I am a fairy. I am a woodland guardian, a protector of the realm, a druid of one of the local groves. Yes, I am this size. This is normal for my kind. I am
That's you?
small.
I didn't know you were real.
Size does not determine the importance of a person. What they do to give back to the world is what's important.
So, Chris, I'm going to
Yeah,
take
we'll
her
talk about
finger.
him later.
I'm going to take her finger in both of my hands and start shaking it, going, "Yes, my dear, I am real. And I will endeavor to assist you and aid you in your questions and concerns to the best of my ability. But please, why don't you have a seat on the flowers again for a moment? I would like to make sure there are no ill effects from whatever the crazy furball rabbit fed you to get you here.
Oh, I'm sure there are ill effects.
I want to do a quick medical examination, Chris.
Yes.
Roll an insight for me, please.
That'd be a 14.
No, Gwen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't get that either. So I'm glad you weren't the only one.
As he's doing the medical examination, I'm going to just very softly,
12.
quietly sing a song of rest to basically make her more comfortable.
12, Chris.
Is that a cantrip or what?
Yeah, that's just what I'm able to do as a bard.
It's a bonus action, I believe.
Okay.
So just
All right.
And it sings?
Yes, it does sing.
I'm
going to
one of many
subtly
counts.
I'm going to subtly pick up one of the roses while she's sitting on the bed of flowers and just kind of move it. Go, please just follow the rose. Left.
When you do see a very pretty dog, so a little bit, you're calm when you see the dog.
Because it's normal.
Right.
Yep.
It's something that's familiar to you.
One of
For
us
some
brought the
reason, you're
dog.
drawn to this dog.
Here, pup, 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 pup. Here, pup, 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 pup.
You can
Or
go.
You see your dog walk on over to her and just puts its head down.
And I pet him.
And
There you
he's
go.
just
Okay.
happy as can be.
All right.
And you're calming yourself down as you're doing it.
Yeah,
Dang,
can we tell
dogs
that?
always steal the show.
Can we tell that she had a headache?
No, it's not like a bad headache. It's just
I was
more
hope-
the
Jet lag.
that's what it feels like. That's
Yeah,
a
I was
great way to
hoping
say
that
it.
she'd need a dose or two of Adnil.
Oh, God. You're not going to live that one down, Chris. That is officially the gag, almost like Stanton, your lordship.
Here. Well done.
Okay, so yes, the big baddie is now Evenal. So I will change the name. And evil comes upon you.
I told you.
Smite you all. All right.
No.
The problem I now have is that all the software I'm using to write the notes up keeps changing Evenol into Evil.
Grammarly add the dictionary. Okay.
So Gwen, you feel very calm. If you have any questions, now's the time. Out of the corner eye, when you're petting the dog, you see a little coin on the ground.
I reach out for the coin.
Yeah, you pick it right up.
She can pick it up.
It's a silver type of coin. It's got a horseshoe on one side, and it's got a horseshoe on the other side.
So I'm just kind of flipping it over in my fingers with the one hand and then petting the dog with the other and just kind of talking to the dog, but talking loudly, realizing the dog's probably not going to talk back, but maybe it will. Who knows? Where am I?
You are currently in the Feywilds, just outside of a small village named Cimarron, and also outside of the palace of our queen, Prudence.
How did
Oh.
I get here?
You got
Is
here when I arrived to pick you up from the safe place that our ancestors put you in.
How did you get so big?
It's part of the spell. It's that unwritten stuff, that mumbo jumbo goes on behind the scenes. But
it's the yada 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 that comes in the contract.
exactly, the yada 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 yada.
Magic! Magic! Magic!
All right. Well, okay, go back to focusing on the dog.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. All right, sorry. It's a lot to take in. I understand that. But you're here because we need you.
So I don't understand why I'm needed, but I didn't know the Feywilds were real. You hear
Surprise!
stories.
Here we are.
Gwen, give me a history check.
3.
Oh,
You
Stan did his
remember,
job telling her stories.
Yeah, you remember your adopted father talking about it, but you don't remember it probably because Anton was talking over him when he was telling the stories to you.
I was
No
enlightening the
surprise.
group.
But you remember that there were stories about the Feywild, and you believe it was being told for a purpose.
Okay. How do I go home?
Unfortunately, at present, we don't have a way to send you home.
But
This is
I promise we'll figure out how to do it. On my word, I put my big furry paw up in one hand and put the other furry paw on my chest, trying to figure out which side my heart's on. But I promise we'll get you home somehow.
I close my eyes and I shed a tear.
No.
perhaps maybe the person who dragged her here in the first place shouldn't be the one to promise to get her back. I'm just throwing it out there. Let me try and work with us here for a second, Buster. We got this. We're good. We're good. We got it.
Her face is leaking.
Ednandu, you
Gwen.
wanted to say something?
Yeah, Gwen, you're the chosen one. This is your home.
This is not my home.
And I'm in trouble. All right, yeah, just dump the heavy stuff on her. Thanks a lot, guys. And I go stomping off and pitch a fit.
Allow me, you know what? Let me start with this. It might help you. My name is Nirok. I am a druid of the local groves, as I've already told you. This is Ednandu. He is one of my friends and my traveling companion, as is Kolos. He's the leader of our group.
That's right.
Thoric, he is our healer and caregiver to all of our injuries. I just met the Feather Duster 2 days ago, so I'm still trying to figure. Yule. Apparently, you can use an umlaut with that too, if you would like.
Use 2.
Or 2. Buster is our bard bunny friend who is currently hopping mad. he will be back momentarily. But we are all guardians of a sort. We were raised to protect one known as the Chosen One. And the scroll that we used to find you was magically transcribed. I'm sure Buster will correct this if I get it wrong when he returns. But it was transcribed to take us directly to you. So I know this is all confusing to you. And based on what I know from what I've been told growing up and training and preparing for my role, you have to understand we had no way to contact you, warn you, or give you a heads up that we were coming. We didn't even know ourselves until 2 days ago that we were going to be called to our task. And Chris is now looking at me like I went too far or I said something that I wasn't supposed to say.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But Gwen, roll a four-sided dice for me.
And I wind up hopping back to the group and settling down and kind of.
Can I
Four.
druid craft a carrot?
A four, you believe what is being said. You don't know why, but you're like, yeah, this seems right. You're confused, but you're not scared.
I assure you, we mean you no harm. Our job and our role in this world is strictly to protect you and to keep you safe from a great evil that's trying to harm us all.
But I don't have any experience.
Yeah,
I
but you've
can't.
got.
I
you've
can't
got-
do this.
You don't need to worry about it because we don't know what you need to do yet anyway. So all you need to do is just travel with us and we will keep you safe and figure out where we're going, what we're doing. And
Experience grows through living, through travel. We will watch you. We will protect you.
think about it
Travel
this
with
way.
us.
You are your very own Snow White and we are your 6 dwarves.
Now,
I've met them.
there's one dwarf. The rest of us have our own identities.
And if you can't figure out, some of us are a little bit more literal about our translations of things as others.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a word in edgewise here so I can tell. Is it Gwen? Gwen, they're making us sound like a bunch of kidnappers. Just come along, do what we want to do. We're here in support of you and your mission. And we're going to be your guides in this world. But you say halt, we halt. All right. Just putting it out there that we're not kidnappers because it may feel that way.
Wow.
It does feel that way. He has a point.
I can understand why you would be concerned with his point.
And yet you rolled a 4.
I'm just saying it feels that way. I'm not saying like.
Even I find us kind of creepy.
So
how do you know it wasn't Antoine that you were supposed to go to? We were together.
Antoine? Who is Antoine?
My brother.
Buster, did you grab the wrong one?
I only grabbed what the spell allowed me to grab. The person who drank from the vial. And that was her.
Was there another there?
There was another disembodied voice hiding behind one of the bushes.
Could that have been the one that was supposed to drink from the vial?
Trust me, I have the right one. I really do.
Only time will tell.
So here's the question.
I don't have the
Gwen.
luck of the tortoise. I have the luck of the magic rabbit.
What can you tell me about this other one?
Me?
Yeah,
my brother? Well,
tell me about
Remember,
this
you
other
have
one.
many brothers and many sisters.
I do, but it's this brother. He's not the chosen one. There's just no way.
Are you sure? Does he have any special abilities or traits, or
no?
Does he have any deep connection to nature or power and strength in the environment?
Well, he really wants to, He has a very, very strong desire to. He's trying to find some powder that's going to make squirrels big. I don't really know why.
So he can connect to animals.
Well, I mean, he talks to them, but I don't think they talk back.
You
if that's
actually,
what you mean.
Rachel, you would remember that, Anton, ever since his dad left, has been just jabbering on about wanting to be a druid because Corin taught him to be a druid. Or at least,
Which is where I'm going with this, but at the time, this is pre-war, right? So he hadn't left yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're
Post-war, yeah.
Oh, are we? So he did leave and have the squirrels.
Yeah.
So then he's already summoned the squirrel army.
That's why he wants to
now
make
he
the
just wants a
squirrels
big
bigger. He
squirrel
wants
army.
bigger armies.
I'm out of
Physically bigger.
supplies.
Okay, no,
So your brother has a gift with nature.
No, dollars to donuts. I have the right person. The spell wouldn't have worked otherwise. I'd still be over there.
But Buster, I do not argue this. I am merely making sure, because we have two people, one of which claims to have no knowledge, but seems to be okay talking to us at least. Another one which seems to have a gift with nature. That's all I'm saying. I'm just making sure we check all of our opportunities. Did you find the bunny, or did the bunny find you?
I found the bunny.
See, there we go. We're good.
I made Antoine go away.
But he was there.
Him leave. Well, he was there before the bunny showed up.
I'm always there.
Okay.
And then I asked him to leave, and he went one way and I went the other. And that's when I found the bunny.
What was the crone telling us to do?
Crone just said it was time to begin.
Time has come.
Time has come.
I think the time has come.
All right. Well, I apologize for the 20 questions, Lady Gwen. My concern lies only in the fact that the fate of our world may rest in the insurance of making sure we have the correct person here. And while I have absolute faith in you and my friend Buster here, who has served us well.
Thank you.
Here's a carrot. Go enjoy. I just need to make sure, because while we will keep you safe no matter what the cause, shape, or concerns that you may have, you are part of our group now, one way or the other. I still have to make sure. I'm sure you understand.
Dixie. Listen, he had one scroll. One. He used the scroll. That's it. It's gone. It's done. There's no more choices.
As I said, she's got to be the one. But I just wanted to make sure. I mean, when they're talking about somebody else with her who has powers of nature, I'm just being safe.
The little man makes a good point. This is the one we have. There's no going back to get another one.
Nirok, regardless of what the dwarf said, I felt pretty confident until he talked. But
I'm gonna ask
I was feeling more comfortable with you guys, and this doesn't feel as strange as it did when I first woke up.
I'm going to ask my friends and I to give you some moments to reflect by, doing what our group does as part of our daily meditations, taking a moment for ourselves. So Gwen, and he hands you a bowl of oatmeal and takes the carrot back unless you really want it.
Oh, no, I handed that to Buster.
Oh, okay. You handed it to Buster. Well, I'm handing you oatmeal so that you can enjoy that. And, I kind of, lead the group by going off to take my moment alone to ponder.
It's time for us to put the group in group effort. Let's get things going here.
I'm going to do that quick medical check or medicine check just to make sure she's healthy and that were no concerns or remnant issues with the potion or transitioning to our world.
Appears fine.
Okay.
I get everybody to give me a history check.
16.
10 is in the room.
Crit and that 24.
4.
20, everybody. 4. Okay. All right. Before I go on, Dave, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, well, out of game. Do we need to give Rachel a break to step away for a second?
Already done.
Oh, okay. Oh,
We
you
took
did it.
care
All
of
right.
We
Yeah.
already took care of it.
You blinked, you missed it.
So Nira, you just realized this is only the third human you have ever seen. Ever.
So
So
she
you
was
know
poking.
that you just realize that she is very rare in your world.
So since she poked at me while I'm doing the medicine check, I'm going to look at like the rounded ears and like the shape of her eyes to be like, I've got to be honest. I've only ever known of 2 other humans in this world. Do you hear better because they're rounded? Or, I mean, like the rest of us have like kind of semi-pointed, well, except for the owl who doesn't have any ears at all. But we have some form of point. Well, all right, the dwarf doesn't either. I guess that's true. But
No, no. In my world, elves hear better than humans.
so, you might stick out a little bit. Do you have a cloak or anything on your person?
I picked her up just like this. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't. It wasn't cold today.
Okay. Colas,
Yes.
I'm thinking that we might need something like more human to elf size, maybe a cloak or a robe or a hood, something to help cover her up.
Mirak, I have a disguise kit she can use.
So do I, and he was speaking with me. Did we have the talking stick?
This is going to be a long campaign. I could certainly tell. Now back in my
Rock?
Roger Rabbit voice. Oh my goodness.
I believe Narak had the talking stick. Yes,
Yeah.
to answer your question, I can help with
Okay.
I'll help with Buster's disguise kit rather than my own. Keep it in reserve.
So don't take this the wrong way. You are a very gorgeous and glorious woman from your realm, I'm sure, because you certainly light up ours quite nicely. However, all right, the rolling eyes, Brian. Sorry.
You do know how to make a lady blush.
Speaking of which, and
Yeah, I slide aside so that Kolos can come over and start kind of making her more look elfin or kind of blend in with the community a little bit more, just so that you don't stick out as much. We're going to do a little bit of work with a disguise kit to try and make you look more like one of the natives here.
Why would I look out of place?
As
Aren't
I
there
said,
humans here?
No, not really. I've known of 2 other humans in the realm. I never actually met them, but I've heard of them, and your features kind of match what they describe, kind of elf height, rounded ears, rounded eyes. Your complexion's also.
Well, I am
Go.
human.
I do not doubt that. Trust me. You're the first one I've seen. But my point is that other people may not have seen one, and I don't necessarily want to draw attention to you. Remember, our job is to protect you. So
No, I understand. I didn't expect that.
I got to be honest, I didn't expect it either. I thought you would look a little bit more like an elf. I'm sorry. This is only until we find an appropriate cape and hood for you. All right. Once we find that, then we can stop letting Kolos do your makeup.
I'm with the theater, you know.
Yes, and I will step aside and let Kolos do his thing.
So yeah,
will it hurt?
It's makeup, no, unless you're allergic to it. Are you allergic to any bases for makeups?
I've never put on makeup.
Well, you're about to. And I
As
proceed
you guys
to
start applying the makeup, you see in the distance from where the palace is, dust rising up as if horses are riding towards you. We're going to end there. So let me stop the recording. Okay, we're no longer recording, but we're still streaming. So this is the after party. So
After party.
Party,
So
party.
Brian, I will apologize. You've never played with me before. I can be sarcastic and a hyperactive at points. So just bear with me at times. If I go too far, just ping me and let me know.
The hyperactivity makes sense for a fairy. Little package, big energy.
oh my gosh, you guys were filling me on chats to all of you. Sanjay, step in and save this. So I think three of you got the same chat. I think three of you guys got the same message. What did the old crone say? So good job. Yeah, you got her.
I really liked this start, Chris.
You like this the way we did this one? I mean,
Yep.
that's why see, when we did it before, I tried to get you guys to the palace to figure out what it is. So right now I know you guys are confused. What is our goal? That's where you're supposed to be. You don't know. You just know that there's an evil on the outskirts and you got to figure it out. You guys know, and I will get you the map net before the next session. But you know the world is broken up in basically four major quadrants with the tree of life in the center. So there's four places you can go outside of the current place you're at right now. Okay. So no good. Any questions? It starts to get a little more serious. Trust me, it'll be more fun. Just so you guys know what's going to happen is the warlord's riding up to you guys. Okay, so that's how we'll start the next session.
So this is
And you will
Evnol
already be
riding to us.
disguised. What's that?
This is Evnol riding to us.
What was the name?
Evno.
It wasn't Jiggly Bits. It
Oh.
was
Menshu.
Menshu.
Right.
Well, we
And
do
maybe
have somebody who
and
can
maybe
fly,
Sinessa.
so
And maybe Sinessa.
We have two that can fly. So we can
get
always
a perspective.
They're just writing out to you. You guys have been gone for a while. You guys are supposed to go do stuff. I do want you guys to head back, if you can, to the palace area. Not to the palace, but to the palace area. There's a town around the palace. That's kind of where I want you guys to go ahead and start.
Well, that would kind of make sense to let the queen know that you think you found the chosen one.
Is it kind of a village around the palace?
Yeah, it's a small village. Yeah. You guys
Does
you guys will get a little bit more, right? As you guys go to the tavern, as you guys do whatever you want, you'll get a little more backstory of where you guys can give you some more hooks of where you can go.
Does the village surround the palace, kind of like encircling it, or is it up against it in a clump?
Yeah, so envision the castle in the center, small town that supports the castle around it,
Okay.
a wall, and then another small town and villages around that wall. So
Okay.
3 different circles, right?
Also a wall to get into the palace, one assumes.
Yeah, we call it a wall. It wouldn't take much to take it down, right? It's more there for decorative than it is for protective. Kind of like
Why
a wall
is
at
the
Mossridge.
why is the inner village walled off from the outer village?
That's how it was built back in the day.
Okay.
Right, and then it just kept expanding and people kept moving out. So you probably had the castle built, a couple of quarters around it, the soldiers' quarters. And it just kept growing, and people kept moving in. It kept growing, and it just.
To your knowledge, is there any social strata change between the inside the wall and the outside the wall people?
Great thing to figure out when you guys get there.
And this is where you insert the village people joke here, folks. Okay.
They're different jobs, right? So the people that are outside the village probably are different in the jobs that they do than inside the circle.
Thank you.
Anything
That was
else?
fun.
Intro's out of the way. Intro's hard, right? I think next week, you guys, depending on what what locations you decide to go to within the town will be fun. And then we'll get out of there. So. I'm looking at something real quick. Sorry, I pointed it all the way to the top. All right. Any questions? Come on. Someone has a question.
What's the capital of Nebraska?
Lincoln.
Very good.
Anything else? You guys are like quiet. How do you feel?
I'm translating my
Did-
notes and trying to clean up stuff to post to the spreadsheet for people.
Thank you, Seth.
From your realm, but voluntarily kidnapped because you took candy from a stranger.
What a great lesson this Halloween season. There we go.
Right? No, I'm happy that we did it this way and I got to make some changes to my character compared to our first take. So I'm glad.
Yes, and the whole reason that Kolas stayed behind was that the lady gave us rooms to stay for the night, and he wanted value for his dollar.
So, on a side, I like Kolas right now because it's making me laugh, right? Because this is a scout game, right? We all do leadership. That's how all of us are connected. Is teaching scouts leadership, and he is not. All right, he is not what we want. But he thinks he is. So
That's right. I know a lot and can say the words. Yeah, that was the game I gave for him.
Watching George just cringe on screen. And then you're like needling him a little bit too with it, which is funny because that's what someone who thinks he's doing the right thing is going to do, right?
In hindsight, there's no way I could have been group leader though if I'm the person that has to go disappear like that because that changes the dynamic. So
that's right. The captain has to stay in the castle or on the bridge.
It's the one thing Star Trek Next Generation got right. Professional away team. There we go.
All right. So,
all right.
Good job. When's our next date?
Well, we're supposed to get together on 11 November during the Gilwell reunion. But is that an actual gaming session?
That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't think we're going to be able to do a gaming session because not everyone's going to be there. Dave has staff development that day, and his availability is only going to probably be for an hour at the most, I would think.
I will also be out of state on that day doing family sort of funeral-y things.
And like, doesn't Gwen? Excuse me. Doesn't Rachel have to march for the Cub Scout pack or something? Or
she's got Veterans Day parade.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring the podcast stuff up, George. We are going to actually just cut some tape of talking to scout leaders. Why do you do scouting? Blah blah blah. So we'll have a Leaders for Legacies table set up, and we will just go ahead and record and live stream some stuff.
Okay, so there is a reason to be there podcast wise.
If you don't want to show up, you don't have to. It's not going to be right. I could handle most of the stream or
whoever. No, the boss is once again back in Ohio, so it's not like there's anything keeping me here. So I can, it's a whole wood badge thing. Yeah, but right.
Yeah, I'll be doing some of the MC stuff, but that's not going to take much time. Right?
All right.
That's really beginning. But yeah, we could walk around, talk to people, record them.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there. I'm out of town that weekend.
Okay.
I'm at a share event for Girl Scouts.
Well, do we have things that we can then distribute to point people to podcasts, like business cards or stickers or something?
Business cards.
We got stickers. So go ahead.
Stickers.
Say it.
So when we were at the Shenandoah at the Hikery, we decided instead of cooking our trail meal packs, we went out to a barbecue restaurant instead. And as we're sitting there, Chris and I are talking about the D&D campaign on Wednesday nights, and Drew and one of our other scouts, Russell, were asking questions about what was going on and how we handle different things and how rules apply. Our waiter was coming in and out left and every so often to get his drinks. Eventually, towards the end of the conversation, he stops like, "You guys are talking about D&D, right?" I'm like, yes, yes, we are. He's like, okay, I was wondering, and then he started asking us questions, and eventually we got on to, well, yeah, we do a podcast for scouting. It's like, really? Awesome. How do I find it? And at which point Chris and I were like, yeah, we need to get business cards with just our podcast information on it. That way
QR code. Get a business card with a QR code.
Dave, I got that. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
All right.
And everybody just carry around like 5 or 10 of them, and then as people ask about it, just give them the card to go find us.
You can use Hi Hello to create a virtual VR card too.
You gotta put a link for that somewhere. We can.
Yeah.
But
No, but good job, everyone.
Back to your
I-
question, Chris, the 19th is the next time that we are scheduled on the calendar for a Sunday night.
Okay, November 19th is
Mhm.
correct.
Mhm.
Dun. Actually, can you give me the dates? I have them written down on a piece of paper that.
November
yeah.
19th, December
this-
3rd,
They're on the spreadsheet also.
December 17th, December 30th.
Right.
We were looking at that one for possible in person.
Yep.
January 7th, January 21st. That's as far as we got.
On we're looking at December 30th as being in person.
I
We
thought so.
want to make that a one shot. I know Dave
Right.
or somebody was looking at doing a holiday one shot.
Yeah, I can do that. Yep. Do one that. Yeah, it's oh, that's right. Yeah, we had looked around. I'm gonna look at it again, Chris. It's the Die Hard one.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
right, yeah.
I thought Seth was going to do the second level. This is the next step of his.
Oh, great. It's all good. Do Die Hard. I'm good with that. Either one doesn't matter.
Either way.
Yeah.
We went to
Yeah, I'll
Renfest.
do
We went to last weekend Renfest, and my son wore his Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie shirt. He got more conversation about his shirt than we did in our garb. He about 50 people said, "Yeah, that's true. It's my favorite movie too." It's like
It's a classic.
it is a classic. I'm gonna order my Hans Gruber Advent calendar when I get off of here. He starts at the top, and by the time it gets out of Christmas, he's falling all the way down the Nakamichi building. There we go.
Hans Gruber Anderson.
Sometimes you ignore the jokes; they go away. There we go. All right.
The only way to stop me is to kill me.
Don't put
All right,
ideas in a
so,
rabbit's head.
So we gotta see. We'll check with Justin to see if Justin's coming back. You know, his schedule's kind of iffy. But we'll see how that one plays out. But no,
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna start working on this week actually and trying cutting some stuff up and working with Dave on it.
Okay.
But yeah, let's look at getting back to the palace next week as a plan.
Very
Um,
good.
Rachel,
right.
did you see what I gave you for that coin?
I did. I
Actually,
got
what
it.
was in there is wrong. What I picked something up when I
Psych.
cut it. No, so it's very similar to that. When I pasted it, for whatever reason, it pasted as an image and not what I had typed. So, 1 second. let me
Go by
find
what
it
you
for
typed.
Nope, go by did you see what I typed?
Yeah, but it says the same
No,
thing.
so what
It's
it
what-
is, so you
Yes,
guys know
it's slightly different.
see what I typed?
Am I going by what you typed? What you typed is in there also. So you don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
to
go
tell
by
them
with
what
I
it
typed.
is.
Go with what I typed.
Okay.
So yeah, you can tell them if you want. If not, it's your coin.
It'll
Well,
be your little
I
secret.
I don't know yet.
So I have another follow-up question.
Mhm.
All right, Stanton is the keeper of the realms.
Oh,
All right. Stanton has access to a circle of druids that will, if necessary, be able to find out what's going on because they can open a portal to the Fey realm. And we didn't tell Stanton or leave a note or anything for Stanton saying we were taking Gwen, and Stanton is under like protection, or she is under his protection. If she all of a sudden vanishes, does that cause a storyline problem?
I think Seth has discovered the plot line for season 3, hasn't he?
Nope.
I don't think he has because what was the time difference?
We haven't decided yet.
No, there was a time difference. I
Was
told you
there?
guys. So how long were you guys waiting for him?
2 days.
2 days,
How long was it on her side?
2
2
minutes.
seconds.
2 minutes. So you guys figure it out.
Oh, so you're just going to do the
Probably
delay reaction? They're not going to realize she's gone for the duration of the campaign.
We'll go with that story.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't leaving a massive plot hole where it's like, oh,
I
yeah,
guarantee-
Stanton was protecting her and we stole
I
her.
guarantee you there is no plot hole.
Okay.
And Seth, you already know, where we pick up because we've already recorded at least a chunk of that.
Yep.
Yep. Just like making Stanton's hair grayer and more stressed out. Oh, bother.
Yeah. Just wait.
Oh,
Stanton's
Well,
going to go missing.
I mean, honestly, my
go
thought
missing
process.
as compared to, I mean, I think the way things go is like, it's more like Anton shows up is when we have to worry. I mean,
He was following you, so he wasn't missing. He was getting to dad.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. All right.
It's all point of view perspective.
Uneasy lies ahead that wears a crown. I'm a little focused right now.
If I was out
All right.
collecting herbs and stuff, they probably expect me to be gone at least half a day.
So I am going to stop streaming everyone right now.
Okay.
Ooh, well, we may need to edit out the part about the lemonade because if you're not gone for that long, you'll find it when you come
I
back.
mean,